So hi, one of the Good Noise podcasts. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I'm Gabe.
No. Wait, we have to redo that. They have to say
Okay.
we're here with.
Okay, sorry.
All right.
I jumped the gun.
It's okay.
Good.
It's okay.
I did an awful job of explaining it.
It's fine, it's fine.
Nah, you did fine.
So hi, one of the Good Noise podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Chris.
I'm Anthony, and we are Sonoa.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
And we're going to ask him some questions today. I'm going to start. So what inspired you guys to start the band, and what does the band name mean?
Wow. Okay. So I'm gonna let Anthony tell the story of the band starting, and then the name is a story in it of itself. You know?
Yeah, I guess you can tell that. So it started. So we're all graduated, right? Yeah, we're all graduated college. But this started. Technically, it started. Freshman year. Me and Gabe met. We lived on the same floor, the same dorm. And I was like, I play drums. And he's like, I play piano. So we started jamming with two other guys. And then sophomore year, we're like, oh, do you still want to jam? And we're like, sure. And that was the first time we jammed with the intention of playing music together. But it's college, so I can't just lug a drum set around. So I was playing a box drum.
Mhm.
And Gabe had just learned guitar, so so we were just brand new people, and then junior year we started trying to play shows. We were playing coffee houses and writing our own tunes, and we wanted to start recording our own stuff, and that summer in the process of recording, we actually met Lewis and Chris, and they joined us on that first album, and then we've been writing new music since then, which we just released, which is as a band.
We're going to beat the shit out of that release. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Anthony and I have been jamming together since freshman year of college, but this iteration of us started a bit later on. Once I started learning how to play guitar, and that's when things got started, because it's much more portable. It's easier to get around with the guitar than it is with the piano. And so it was kind of magic the way it all came together, because we were just a duo, and we went into the studio and literally started recording. And within a matter of months, we met Chris and then Lewis, and they ended up recording their parts on the album, to the parts we had already tracked in the studio. It was just crazy how it all came together.
Wow.
And so in terms of the name, we we called ourselves Wisteria when it was me and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
And but there was another group in the area in the same city called Wisteria that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
And when it came time to release our first album, I was like, we should probably rebrand just so there's no confusion. And so
No one gets butthurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it was we wanted, my vision at least, and I think we all kind of agreed on this, was that we wanted sort of a made up word, because then everyone brings their meaning to that word, right? If you have real words, then there are associations with it that already exist. But if you make up your word, like Coldplay or Radiohead, or there's more bands that
just basically
more
every
bands than
band
that.
name. Yeah.
then the things you learn about that band just inform, the name kind of grows out of that. So what I did was I went on Wikipedia, and I just looked at Latin word roots, and compiled a list of 10 names based on Latin words that I thought were cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so we sat down, and I just read out all the names, and they were like, nope. And they were like, like I guess Sonoa is okay.
Oh.
Like I know by the time we decided on Sonoa, it was like out of necessity.
Mhm.
Like I had Lewis and Chris would both agree. Like I basically had to convince you guys like every step. I was like, it's gonna be fine. Like the name is less important than like the music we write. We
Yeah.
just need something. But
Yeah, in the moment, it was sort of like it was a sense of urgency because we were getting a lot of backlash from that band that was sort of inactive, even though their name was also Wisteria. They had broken up for years, but yeah, they just didn't like the fact that our name was also Wisteria. But I just want to chime in and add a little bit to the backstory about how we actually all met. You know, he said that we met in college, but it's interesting how it actually all lined up because me and Chris actually met when we were in middle school.
Oh.
It was interesting how we met. We were in different bands, and we didn't go to the same high school.
Wait.
We just had this
me
one
and
show
Gabe
together, and then next time we saw each other was in college at another basement show.
Wow.
It was really cool.
It's
and
true.
I met Gabe and Anthony because I was also in a different college band that ended up breaking up because we all had different like life paths and stuff. And yes, we met at a show down the shore where it was like a duo at the time. Anthony and Gabe were playing an acoustic thing as Wisteria, and then that's pretty much when Gabe asked me to record at the album they already had written, and apparently that was around the timing that he also asked Chris to play bass, and then it was a coincidence. I didn't know that he asked Chris. So it was really crazy that I didn't see this guy in like 5 years, and we're just like in an album together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Full circle.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
No,
Actually,
it's fine.
there was this club in college called the Musicians Guild, and there was this group chat, and I remember Gabe posting in that chat asking if anyone plays bass. And then I DM'd him and I was like, yo, I play bass. And then like pretty shortly after that, like I think like a week after, Anthony and Gabe came over to where I was living at the time, and we played a few songs, and yeah, that was that. So like I just met Gabe through like a group chat, and I mean, through this same club, I met Anthony.
So it was like a full circle kind of thing.
Yeah.
This was meant to be.
Feels like it, yeah.
All right.
That's
and I hope the
awesome.
band name is growing on you guys.
Yeah.
It's
I'm just joking, yeah.
Except for the
It's
fact that
like-
Sonos comes up.
yeah,
Aw.
it is the least search engine optimized name we could have possibly chosen.
Yeah.
Because I guess due to the lack of consonants in the name, like it's hard for like voice recognition to recognize the word also.
Mhm.
And when literally if you Google Sonoa, it thinks you just misspelled Sonos, which is the speaker company.
Oh.
So if you're like, hey Siri, play Sonoa on Spotify, they'll be like, there's probably like half a dozen other bands that are going to come up before you get us.
Yeah.
So
You gotta
annoying.
keep on yelling at your Siri.
We just
Yeah.
need to
Too
get
late
really
pick
famous.
a new name after 2 albums already.
Oh my god.
Yeah, will a
Rebrand.
rebrand be in the near future?
We'll just
Back
add
to
an M,
Wisteria.
Sonoma. We'll just go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
No, those are shoes. Sonoma is shoes.
Got
I
a
know,
cease and
but-
desist letter coming your way.
Yeah.
Hey, at least then we'd be able to like show up on voice recognition, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, so speaking of
Anyway.
like cease and desist, did the band Wisteria reach out to you and say don't use our name even though they were disbanded? Because that's kind of sucky.
Well,
yeah,
like,
they did.
You're dead. You don't have any rights anymore.
no, I mean, it was complicated. So, I mean, they did that initially, but then I talked to them and they said we could use the name. So it was resolved in the end.
Oh, okay. And you just
yeah.
chose to change it either way.
Yeah, because I was like,
Okay.
you know, they already have like associations.
followers.
Like we would talk to people and they'd be like, "Oh, I've heard of Wisteria," but it wasn't us that they had heard of. And I was like,
Mhm.
it's just, you know, time to be done with that.
Yeah, just the association with them. Just be like, no, the other one.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's
Especially
fair.
if we're a
Okay.
local band, you know.
Yeah, okay. I was worried that they just kind of reached out and said, hey, don't use our name. And you guys were like, okay, I guess we'll just change it. So glad it was resolved. It's good.
Yeah, there
So
wasn't really that much beef.
I'm happy to hear that because that would have been a horrible start to a band. That would have been... But anyways, congratulations on your newest release, Forward
Thanks.
Motion. Of course. How do you felt the response to it so far?
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm kind of still letting it all soak in. I'm still actually kind of really thrilled about a song from our first album that just got 10K. So that was really
That's
exciting.
huge. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sonically, I'm really, really happy with the second one, comparatively speaking.
Good.
Yeah, I think about a month after the initial release, there was a statistic that 10,000 people had already listened to the album.
Oh.
Gabe could probably correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the case.
That's huge.
Yeah, we had racked up a bunch of plays on Window Shopping because it was a single like several months beforehand, but still just getting past 10K feels really cool because we weren't anywhere close to that during our first album and like post-release. So
yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome.
So I take it's got a good response.
Yeah.
So I want you guys each to pick your favorite lyric off of the album and tell me the meaning behind it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of lyrics, dude.
I also
There
don't
are
know
quite a
lyrics.
couple.
I know
yeah.
there are.
A lot of words in those songs.
I don't
I
even
would
know
like to
the
think
words.
so, yeah.
I mean,
Certain-
You taught me that denial is much stronger than common sense.
Dude, you just
Yeah,
took
what?
mine, man.
You guys can
Bro.
have
I
the
feel like
same
that's just
one.
It's
the one
okay.
that just first comes to mind automatically.
I was really proud of that one too. I'm trying to think of another one though.
What it means
Wanna
to
try
me
my
is that a lot of times it's just in one ear out the other. And no matter how hard you try to paint the picture, everybody sees the world through different lenses. So perspectives will inevitably be biased.
Yeah, that's good.
For me, that one was like, or at least in the context of the song, that's like, it's knowing that a relationship has come to its end, but still sticking with it, just out of denial that it's over.
Yeah.
It's kind of a painful song for that reason, but I like that those lyrics can mean different things.
Yeah, it could also, you could apply it to, like how Trump was denying that global warming is a thing. It's common sense.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
It's obvious that it's a thing.
Yeah.
Sea levels rising.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hot out on Sunday. It is cold out today.
Yeah.
Could also be that it's spring, but
How about you, Anthony?
I'm trying to look for. I have the lyrics up right now. I don't, because I can't hear the lyrics behind the drums. So I'm looking at them right now. What about you, Chris? Or Gabe?
Oh, do you want to go first, Gabe?
You can go.
The game vocals and No Matter, the eager light.
All right, I got you.
These
These
days.
days, the eager light feels more intrusive.
Yeah.
You want the other part too?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Or just that part?
No,
Raining.
It'll add more context.
Yeah. These days, the eager light feels more intrusive, raining in another day that feels useless.
Gosh, dark.
It is pretty dark.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at just bringing up lyrics from my memory bank, but when I hear those, it's pretty relatable, just through my life in general.
Hmm.
And I just really like those lyrics.
Yeah, I wrote those probably the most depressed I've been post graduating. I made this painful decision to like drop out of grad school halfway through my last semester of college. My whole life I had wanted to be a teacher, and that's what I thought I was going to do. But then I realized that I couldn't be a teacher and also be this passionate about music, because teaching requires so much energy, and especially like high school English. You're teaching about like not only grammar and reading, but like social issues and critical thinking and like all that stuff. So I dropped out, and then it was just like suddenly I was done. It was just like no more steps ahead. And so for a few months there, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd just be like, how am I going to do this? Like, what do I do?
What's next?
Yeah. And that's kind of the sentiment behind the whole album, is like feeling that sense of aimlessness, but then like trying to find ambition within that somehow.
Wow. Was that everybody?
Well, similar to what Gabe was saying, my favorite lyrics are on White Knuckles, and it's the bridge. They are, I keep on looking for confirmation that there's a point to this chase. I feel like, Gabe kind of mentioned too, you look for reasons to like, I feel like when you are a musician or in a band, and if this is what you want to do, you try to look for reasons to know that this is the right decision you made, like anything you do, like, oh, is this the right thing I'm doing? Should I have dropped out of school and stuff like that? I remember, sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes I'm like, no, I know this is the right decision because, it's what I want to do, and therefore it is the right decision.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is, on the other hand, sometimes it is cool seeing, sometimes you do see signs that, this is kind of like what I want, or like, this is the right thing to do. Sometimes it'd be someone coming up to you, be like, wow, your music, I just like felt something. Or one cool example, it wasn't with this band, but one cool example was that I got a job on school at Rutgers, and probably my second day, maybe my first day of working, I had a show somewhere else, like an hour away, and I couldn't go to work, or I had to leave early, like halfway through my shift, and I didn't know how to call out. And I was like, I gotta go, I can't stay. And they're like, but you have, work. My job was teaching kids how to swim, and I had like 2 classes left or 3 classes. I'm like, I can't. And I left to go to the show, but that show was a Stone Pony show.
Oh.
With like the first round of the Stone Pony, and we ended up winning that year.
Oh wow!
That was like technically a good reason for me to skip work first day.
Yeah. That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah. So, but like stuff like that, sometimes you do see, or someone would be like, "Wow, I really, I love what you're playing, or love your music," or sometimes you do see these reasons why it just like confirms, like, oh, this is, I think I'm, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or something, So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'll be one person to say I do like your music, so I'm happy you guys are here doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Come on, man.
Seriously, it's words like that make us keep doing it.
Of course, yeah. You guys are like mad talented, so don't
it's the
stop.
Confirmation.
Of course,
it's the reason we'll drop out of school for.
Yeah, it's fair.
And leave work on the first day.
Yeah, leave work.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
It was more collaborative than the first one because
Mhm.
I kind of just like walked into a bunch of songs, and then the second one, Gabe still he writes all the lyrics. That's his domain. He does all of that.
Mhm.
But I felt like I had more creative control with like the guitar parts and stuff for this album.
Yes,
And my vocal parts.
Mhm.
Since between like the first and second record, it was just you guys literally doubled the size of the band in terms of like for writing. What was that like?
Even with chord progressions, I feel like Chris Castano would always chime in here and there.
Mhm.
And yeah, we kind of just adapted to our jamming. There was this like No Matter, for example, that's in the new album. That was written just jamming before a show actually started.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
it was like
Whoa.
I think it was just like a little loop. I don't know if we recorded it on an iPhone, but it was a fun little loop that it was memorable for all of us. And then he started writing lyrics over on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't feel difficult or anything. It just kind of was like natural.
Mhm.
We're just like kind of just playing the parts, not like but like we're just like kind of just jamming, like what Lewis said, and this is just what formed. Or Gabe would write something and then we would just jam to that. Like maybe he just wrote a riff.
Yeah.
We would just jam to that constantly, and then maybe he would think of something later, or we would just like form a song from that. It was kind of like natural. It wasn't, we didn't have to like sit down and be like, oh, we want this type of song next, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I totally felt like the songs were so well written. I didn't like I put thought into it, but it was just so obvious where my place was in those songs.
Mhm.
If that makes any sense. It just felt natural, just writing my parts. It didn't feel like I was second guessing myself, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And since you're the main songwriter, Gabe, as I've gathered from this, I would like you to add on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, echoing what they said, what was really fun about this album for me was with the first album, I didn't have as much freedom with what I could write on guitar, because I had to think about filling out the bass notes as best as I could on like the low strings, and filling out chords, but also writing nice riffs and melodies like on guitar. So like I was really like, I enjoyed it, and Anthony and I had a great time. But like with two more instrumentalists, there's times where I don't have to play at all. Like and like when I'm writing now, like I'm thinking, well, this is a cool part for the bass to come in, or like maybe this should just be chords and there should be a melody here, and like now we can have like really big climactic outros, which I could never do before with an acoustic. And so obviously like we beat the hell out of the climactic outros on this album, every single song. And it's like that. Yeah, it was just like I felt like I was in a rock band,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I am.
You are.
But like I felt like it was just so much fun, like really and also I really loved being able to just ask, like, hey, we've got some options here. What chord progression do you want to do here? Like, you want to go in this direction or in this direction? It's just, I loved the collaborative process. Whereas before I was just, like, I don't know enough about percussion to like be a valuable collaborator with Anthony. I always felt like I was speaking gibberish to him, and he was like, Gabe, what do you want?
I want you to do the pop-a-toom.
Exactly.
That's how it is with every band. They're just like, play this, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I'll just keep
Sure.
clicking
Yeah,
that.
totally. I can
Yeah.
100%
I could
translate
try.
that.
Yeah.
I've gotten good at translating, so Gabe wasn't that bad.
That's good.
Good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And Lewis is also a drummer, so he's a great translator also.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, middle person. Hmm.
Perfect.
Do you feel that way, Anthony?
You play drums? I'm just messing. Yeah, you're a good drummer.
Mhm.
You did some cool
yeah,
stuff.
I kind of like take
No, there's some
Gabe's
ideas.
messages
Lewis.
and rephrase them.
Mm.
So that
Yeah,
Anthony
there'd
can
also be some
actually do
ideas,
that.
you know. While in the writing process, sometimes Lewis would be like, "Oh, play this here or do this there," so it is helpful. It also is helpful when someone knows what I'm talking about, you know, just so people understand what drumming is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not everyone's just staring at you with a blank
Yeah, like-
stare.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just like, yeah, sure, yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
just
Sure.
sure. You're the drummer. I'm sure you know what you're
Exactly.
talking about.
Mhm.
So can you tell me where your headspace was at while you were writing this album?
So I kind of touched on this before, but it's like it was just a transitional moment. Like, and since I wrote the album, like I was the first person to graduate, and like after writing and releasing the album, everyone else graduated, or Lewis graduated in the process, and then Chris and Anthony actually just graduated, like right as COVID started.
Oh.
And they can tell you about how this album's meaning has changed for them or evolved. But what I've recognized after writing these songs and talking to other people who are going through the same phase is it's like after graduating college, or maybe if you graduate high school and you don't go to college and you start a job, there's just like this really rough hiatus where you feel like your identity is like, you don't know what it is, and you don't know how you're going to live your life the way you want to.
Mhm.
Just the pressure of having to work to sustain yourself is really, it's really hard to grasp, to like wrap your head around, especially as someone with a creative pursuit that requires time and space. You know, like when I started my full-time job, I couldn't write at all because there just wasn't time.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, I'll let them elaborate on that. But it was really just like losing the identity of being a student and always having like a next step, and then you graduate and it's just open void, and you're all on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like since when COVID started, whatever next step we had in mind, I mean, some of them were concrete and were able to happen, but a lot of them, you know, just kind of went away. At least I felt more, I guess, without direction ever since it started. You know, without any shows or any way to propel ourselves with live audiences. It just kind of felt like, for me at least, that some momentum was lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything kind of goes stagnant.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure nobody's gonna say anything. So while listening through this album, what band or artist influences pop out the most to you guys?
Death
Well, I
Cab.
listen to. Oh
Taste.
yeah, well, yeah, Gabe. You know, he gets that a lot. He sounds like Death Cab. So, I actually, for some songs that remind me of Death Cab, because we get compared all the time, I actually like listen to, like for the first album, I like listen to Death Cab all the time because their drummer is so good. So I'm trying to like, you know, at least somewhere close to him if we're getting compared to a band like that.
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of metal, so those are my influences. But I try to I listen to like a lot of different music, so my influences vary. Like I can like White Knuckles, one of my favorite songs on the album. It was that was influenced by like an Adele song, and but like another song I forget what song. There's another song that's inspired by like a metal song of something I played, but I just I try not to like purposely do that. I'm just like trying to play to what the song or Gabe is like, I guess, trying to convey, and I try to write to that level emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And my influences would just come from these songs I would listen to all the time.
Okay,
That's fair.
Yeah, I also listen to a lot of metal. I pretty much grew up listening to exclusively metal. It wasn't until high school where I decided to venture out into indie or hip hop or whatever it may be. I had a pretty big indie phase through high school, and I think that kind of helped me play appropriately whatever the music calls for in this band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're telling me in like middle school you would listen to metal?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I was listening to metal in middle school. I'd actually fall asleep. It's like, this is kind of weird. I'm like now thinking about it, but I would regularly fall asleep to like listening to Slipknot or something.
I could do that.
Oh my god.
I could do
I'd just
that.
be like,
Yeah.
and then just like, I don't know why, but
That's
all the
fair.
time.
It's very soothing.
Yeah.
I'm not
Of
gonna
course
lie.
it is. No.
Strange.
My girlfriend's like that. She used to fall asleep to metal.
I
Yeah.
can't. Wow.
You can't what?
Oh no, it's just like I can't imagine like when I was little, like in middle school, I listened to like 21 Pilots. So it's like hearing just like the other side of the spectrum.
Great
It's
band.
just like metal. It's just like that's crazy. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't until I'm the opposite. It wasn't until later in my life that I started liking metal.
Mhm.
I kind of grew up listening to like hip hop, R&B,
Ooh,
and in
taste.
high school I started to branch out into like jazz and
Mhm.
heavier rock. And like I joined my first band in high school.
Yeah.
And that was like doing like classic rock covers.
Yeah, that's fair. That's awesome.
Then I was just making hip hop beats was fun, and then indie rock in college.
Yeah.
Awesome. Mhm.
So where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Just real quick before I answer that, I want to contribute to the influences
Okay.
question.
yeah.
So I can name specifically the artists that went into my songwriting process, which
Okay.
were Microwave, which is like a, I don't know, like alternative rock, kind of heavier rock band. Coldplay, Death Cab for Cutie, obviously.
Mhm.
Hodera, which is another mid-size, like kind of Americana band.
Okay.
And I know about, we actually met our producer, like our recording guy, through Hodera.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or like I knew about Hodera, and then that's how I found out about Doug, and then Flycatcher, which is another local band that we're really tight with.
Okay.
But it's really cool to bring those songs and see what these guys do to it, because I don't listen to metal at all.
Yeah.
and they're all metalheads. Like sometimes we'll be at practice and like they'll just break out and play metal for like 15 minutes, and I just like I'm just
You
like,
just sit
all
there.
right, you guys do your thing.
You're
Yeah.
like, I can't contribute.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and it adds flavor to our music that I could never think of,
Yeah. Would you ever like cave in and do like a metal album just so they can like get it all out of their system?
We might do a
For
song,
For Halloween,
not
we
an
actually,
album.
for Halloween, we actually, I don't know why Gabe, I jokingly said, "Oh, let's cover a Slipknot song for Halloween," and he's like, "Sure," and we're like, "What?" And so yeah, we did a
Happened,
Slipknot
yeah.
song for Halloween. It was pretty funny.
Mhm.
That's fair. All right.
He was dressed
Yeah.
like Ben Gibbard from Death Cab.
That's a combination.
The rest of
Yeah.
us were dressed like with the masks from Slipknot.
Oh
Nice.
wow! So
Very interesting.
that's a cool combo. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Now the
All right,
5-year
5-year
plan.
plan.
Hmm.
I don't even know. Wait, individually or us as a band?
Just as
As a
a
band.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. I want to hear you guys first before I say anything.
Okay, first, we're going to play Warped Tour. Next
Easily, yeah.
year, Bonnaroo. Next year, Coachella.
Ooh, so you're building
So
up.
then- And then the last year, we just go straight to the moon. First show on the moon. First
Yep.
band to play on the moon.
That's amazing. I love that.
Oh,
I see us probably having like 50 plus songs.
Hmm. Stacked.
Yeah, just keep on moving, keep on making it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, 5 years. A lot of things can change in 5 years, but
Mhm.
hopefully, I mean, I feel like if we keep going the way we are, I think we could, good mid-sized or large festivals in 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our music is good. I mean, and I think there are tons of people that agree.
Yeah.
So, I think hopefully if we just keep it up and don't lose that motivation, I see ourselves in a decent place in 5 years.
Oh yeah. You just
Mhm.
got to hope those festivals come back within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
One time my dad told me something like, so many people give up right on the cusp of success, something like that. And that's just like always in the back of my mind. Like, so it just feel like that's so motivating.
Mhm.
So my philosophy is, as a band, we just need to keep doing it for as long as we can.
Mhm.
And then success will come, because I feel like so many bands stop because they feel like it's not paying off. But as long as we have the grit to keep going and just like love the craft and love making music, then the success will come later on.
Yeah.
We've already seen like a lot of bands that we know like just aren't together anymore. And like I see, if you're looking through Spotify, come across tons of bands that like their last release was like 5 years ago. So, like all I want to do with my life, and I know these guys feel the same way, all I want to do is just make music. So that seems good enough to me.
Yeah.
Definitely. All
Yeah.
right.
I would agree with that. I'm pretty sure all of us would agree. Goes without saying, but I mean, you got to say it.
Definitely,
More
yeah.
shows. Just keep playing shows. That's 5-year plan.
All the shows. Every show.
All the
ever.
shows. Every
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Sick. So we're going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Boom, boom, boom.
Whoa.
It's like that Black Eyed Peas song.
Why are you all like looking at each other?
Mine would-
California roll,
Okay.
many, if I can.
What drink would go with that?
Strawberry lemonade.
Ooh, taste. We haven't gotten that one yet. Strawberry lemonades are wildly underrated.
Yeah.
Especially the ones at, like Olive Garden. Those are so good. I will die. Just those are so good.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Mhm.
Honestly, probably a lot of the beef and chicken platters, from like, the stand in New York, the original like halal guys. I really like beef and chicken platters. and the white sauce. Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
wait, yeah,
That would
Yeah.
probably be my last meal if I was on death row.
definitely. Wait, what would be your drink with that?
Oh, probably. What do I like to drink? Oh, peach Snapple.
Oh, so true. That's the best one. Yeah.
Apple Snapple, man.
Apple Snapple for sure. I'm on that
Yeah,
wave.
Apple Snapple. Apple Snapple.
It's definitely a
Mhm.
flavor. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm
For
kidding.
sure.
It is a flavor.
I'm out of here. No, I'm joking.
What's just the normal one? What's the normal Snapple?
I think it's just
Snapple
Snapple.
apple.
It's just a lemon one.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
But
That
it's
one's-
not
that
even
one's
apple.
good.
No, it's not. But
Gabe is just so ordinary. A regular one.
Huh. No, it's
I
a
do
good.
have a lot of ordinary qualities. You're right.
Oh my god.
Abe, Anthony.
Yeah. Do you guys have your last meal?
I'll go first. Mine, I mean, my town makes really good egg sandwiches. Like
Mm.
if anyone in my town, if you like go to if you go to college out of state or you're just not in the town, when you come back, even for like a few days, it's like your go-to meal is to get. You have to like get. There's like 3 like really good places in my town, and then every time you come here, you have to get those meals because they're just so good, and you won't find them anywhere. Like everyone just always goes to these places. So mine would be like a breakfast sandwich from one of my towns, and a nice chocolate milk.
Oh,
Delicious. I agree.
Yeah, breakfast.
So one time I went to Maine and went to this restaurant and had a steak and broccoli and mashed potatoes, and that was like the best meal I've ever had. This
Sounds
was
great.
like I spent my whole life like not eating enough. Like I was a late bloomer and I was like super like low weight my whole life until I started doing track in high school.
Mhm.
And then this was like this one summer I was eating like everything, like
Yeah.
just could not fill my stomach.
Yeah.
And this was like so good. It's like the best meal. I think
Have you
about
had
it all
it
the time.
since?
I'm a vegetarian now.
So
I think that would be
Yeah.
my last meal would be steak,
hmm
broccoli, mashed potatoes, and like white wine.
Okay.
Alright.
Solid. That's good.
So, if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Narnia.
So true. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have some Turkish delight. It's good.
Star Wars. Come
so
on.
true. That's a really good one as well.
What would you be doing?
I'd be Star Warsing. Like, what else is there?
Duh.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean, like, are
exactly.
you an alien? Are you a person? Are you a
Are
Jedi?
you a rebel, a Sith, a Jedi?
what do you think, Gabe?
He doesn't have an answer, that's why he's asking.
Yeah, you tell me.
I feel like you'd be like one of those like fish guys,
Yeah.
chicken types. Yeah.
Mhm.
I will beat you with my lightsaber.
Yeah.
They don't get lightsabers, dude.
Fish?
People?
Are you
No.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
I mean, maybe
Yes.
there's like a Jedi or Sith one that has one.
Maybe.
Sith, Jedi, Sith Lord Nemo. Ever heard
Oh,
of him?
I haven't.
You gotta,
Fictional
you gotta
world.
New movie.
I have to see that.
You got any ideas?
For
You know that game that came out, Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. It looks kind of sick.
it does.
Yeah, I think I would want to go there. It looks nice. I played it for a little bit before I got my refund. But
Was it not good?
there was just a lot of bugs. It wasn't
Yeah.
really. They kind of half-assed it with the systems. But
Yeah.
it looked really cool from what I saw. I was like, damn, this is a sick ass city. It's super like modern shit. And I don't know. I was just like, hell yeah. I would totally like wanna live here if it was like a real thing. But yeah, I was thinking of rebuying it. I think they improved it.
I'd hope so.
They're starting to roll out those patches from what I've seen.
Yeah. I think it's so stupid how they worked on the game for like 5 years and they still had like a whole bunch of bugs and come on, you guys should have figured that out.
I don't know, man.
Anyway, yeah. Gabe.
You're on the spot now.
Yeah, I mean,
You read so many books.
I don't. I look like I read books because of my cardigan, but I
I
don't.
thought you were an English major.
Yeah. I got through my English degree without reading many books.
Nice.
Lucky.
Shout out to Spark Notes.
The internet.
I actually,
Nah,
I
it's just because
actually-
you speak English, dude. Come on.
You're right. You're right.
Mhm.
that's it.
Just speak English and you can make it through.
Boom.
Um,
Easy.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much pressure on this one because like I'm gonna walk away from this and I'm gonna think of a fictional world that's really dope, and I won't have said it. I don't know. Like what fictional worlds are there? I can just think of like Harry Potter,
Do the
Lord of the
do
Rings. You know.
Don't you like No Man's Land?
Yeah, but
Isn't
it's
No
so
Man's Sky?
lonely, dude.
What about
No
the
Man's
world?
Sky is so lonely.
Mhm.
what about
Bikini
the
Bottom.
world- oh,
Bikini Bottom.
Bikini Bottom.
What were you gonna say, Anthony?
Wreck-It Ralph,
Hmm.
like in a video
good one.
game world. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
games are
every
played.
video game.
Yeah.
I thought the one from like Super Mario Sunshine was pretty cool. There's just
That's
a bunch
cool.
of goo everywhere, and you just like fly around with your jetpack and like just clean up goo. Like that seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like
That's
you
super
just get prizes for cleaning things up. Like that's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I'd do
It's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Locking that one in.
Exactly. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Abe is indecisive yet again.
Oh my god.
There's so
My
many
favorite
colors to
color
choose
is-
from.
My favorite color is Lewis's room.
That's a good color.
It's literally that color. Like let me see. I got
God.
an oil diffuser back here. Let's see. Here we go.
This one's mine.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh no, it's not on here.
Oh.
It's close. It's
So it's
something
like
around that.
Yeah.
Sort of
So
like
like
that.
just a blue, like a
Yeah.
bluish.
Or like that.
Yeah.
Oh, like a
Purple,
purple, like a dark
I like
purple.
I like both of those. I like both Lewis's room and that color.
Mhm.
Okay.
Gotta pick one, Gabe.
But
We'll
it's
let it- we'll
not.
go
It's a
with two.
spectrum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Electromagnetic spectrum, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that. Just because they're indecisive.
Right? I mean, you're an engineer. That's what it's called, right?
I'm bad at mental math.
That's not math.
Lewis, Anthony, Chris, what is your favorite color?
I like a deep red, something like this.
So true.
Alright.
It's a great color.
Yeah, it's a nice color. I think about it a lot.
Okay. Lives rent free in your head.
My favorite color is probably pink. Just a good,
Oh.
Taste. Yep.
solid, vibrant color. I have nice pink socks that I like wearing during shows, and people be like, "Whoa, look at those socks!"
Alright.
Yeah. Check out these socks, dude. These started the Sonoa sock phenomenon.
Yo.
I have-
Those are actually
Aren't
pretty
these
cool.
sick?
Those
I
are
got
actually
these
pretty
from
cool.
Grandparents,
I
yeah.
can't stretch, but mine have tacos on them. Oh, there you go. You can see
As
it.
they should.
Nice.
Tacos are amazing.
Peppers.
So, as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Yes, we have our second album out on all platforms. We have our website, sonoaband.com. I will spell that for you just in case. SONOA band.com.
Alright.
That's where you can find all our stuff. So
Alright.
We also have a the live performance thing.
yeah,
Is-
we're gonna
uh,
have a live performance coming soon that we'll post online. You can find it on our social media pages.
Alright.
Solid. That's
Sick.
sick.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
the first announcement for it.
Oh.
Ooh. A little
Yeah,
sneak
yes.
peek.
That's big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for now. This guys, it's been Sonoa, and we're the Good Noise podcast.